It's Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. This is the Grapevine. It's all about entertainment. And of course, you know I never do this alone. I have my amazing entertainment analyst with me. We also want you to be a part of the conversation. WhatsApp number 0809 440 We're streaming live on YouTube as well, so you can catch that live stream is Smooth 981. You can see Ife looking very peachy in
Oh,
peach.
thank you.
Yes. And you might not see Irabor, but he is here. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's everybody?
Morning.
Yeah.
Okay. 0809 again, 440 981. Let's start off talking about, can we call him Nigeria's bad boy? Like Bobby Brown, bad.
Oh no.
We can't. Because I mean, Burna Boy is bad, but he's so talented in his badness.
It's burner. That's all I can say. I don't know about bad. I don't know about putting anything to his name.
Okay.
Burner.
All right. Well, Burna Boy had a show in the ATL a few days ago, and he brought out a special guest to just do a little bit with him on stage, and it was none other than the legend that is Tony Braxton.
Yep. Yep. So he sampled her song. Of course, we all know that song. And he brought that out. I saw a clip of it on social media, I think Instagram, and he was like bowing, of course, showing his appreciation and respect to the Grammy Award winner that is Tony Braxton after sampling her song. She also seemed very excited. The crowd was elated. I think outside of that, it just shows the year has typically already gotten to March. We're in March. So January, he had the Grammys. He's having, whether it's a tour or a show, he has gotten into the groove of 2024. All one can do is continue just churning out your music or performing in different cities around the world. So he's in work mode now. I guess that's what I want to say. Work, and kudos to him. Again, it's expected. You need to be able to promote your songs. You need to be able to hype yourself. You need to do more shows to ensure that you continue to remain relevant and sustain yourself. But big up to Tony to us for also again coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Irabo?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Nigeria is not popping at the moment. Nigeria isn't popping for musicians when it comes to the touring. So you have to take your talent elsewhere. And he has done that. And he understands the music business. I mean, I think the single was Last, Abby. The one where he sampled, He Wasn't Man Enough. I mean, that song was 2000. It was released in 2000. That's 24 years ago. My goodness. And I think the deal was Tony gets 60% of
Oh, you know
whatever,
into the
As
figures.
man of
yeah,
businesswoman.
Nice.
whatever
Oh,
money
60%
is
is a lot though.
gotten from. Yeah, and the record label Atlantic Records gets 30% and Burna Boy gets only 10% on the publishing side. So it's
That does
definitely
sound
going to
fair.
be well. He signed it.
Well, true. True.
He signed it.
Mm.
So
It's
why not? If
business.
you
Yeah.
notice, he samples a lot of songs.
Mm.
One would ask the question like, why isn't Bonner releasing more original songs, so that other people can sample him? But again,
Yeah.
he's making hits out of them. So Tony coming on stage, which is like, let me go and
Support him.
represent. Let me go and
So
support
guys,
my
giving me
my
some
My
money.
pay.
benefactor. Support my
My pay will be
benefactor,
tight.
my pseudo benefactor, because at the end of the day, she's the one still bringing in the money through him, then him through her, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to see the fact that you can even see Taoma doing, skits
Oh
with Terry
yeah.
Crews, they're
Talma has
doing
been touring
skits
the
back,
states.
So
Yes.
I
She's
mean,
done a couple of skits. Yeah.
yeah, she has two now, Abi, how many?
Yeah, she did one with
Like
Bash. I
two.
saw, or is it Batch?
Uh-huh.
I saw that
Yeah.
one yesterday. I saw Terry Crews. There was a third one. I can't remember who was in it.
Oh wow. So
Uh-huh.
she did a skit with
Yeah.
Terry.
Yep.
Oh,
Y-
that is big.
Yeah. So
Yep.
my point is like the fact that our people and foreign superstars as well are just mixing and creating
Yeah.
content, just making things happen. It's great to see. Kai Senat, the should I say YouTube sensation, came to
Streamer.
Nigeria, and I think it
Yeah.
was what's his name? I can't remember his name, who was with him, So it's just good to see. Again, it would be nice to restructure these deals. I mean, Tony getting 60, Atlantic getting 30, and Bonner getting 10. Okay, but then again, we don't really know what it's like, breaking down all these royalties and what maybe Braxton has to pay other people who made that song originally. So then again.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm. Shout out to Dark Child. All right, let us know your thoughts. 0809 981. A Nigerian producer, Rexxie, has called for help now. Rexxie says that he was arrested at in Uganda by immigration officers, and he reached out via his Instagram to ask for help.
So I have no comment on this. Immigration, another country that is not yours. Please, let's respect ourselves. Let's do what is necessary. Although we don't know why he was held up or why he has been arrested, but please, again, I'm frankly, I'm kind of scared of other countries. Do you understand? I live in Africa, I live in Nigeria, but I'm like those other countries, I don't even want any story. I don't want them to go and do. I just respect myself. I'm really, really very quiet. It's like my head is put down. Even though I have different visas, I'm just like, I don't want anybody's wahala. So we don't know why.
She
Going
international
away.
mama.
Going away. we don't know what happened. He went on social media, I think Instagram, to make this announce that he needs help. I wish he had a lawyer. Again, you're a producer. Don't you people normally just have like a string of I have my publicist, I have my lawyer, I have all those things on speed dial,
Right.
so that someone can quickly tell you what to do. The next point of call will be the Nigerian embassy. But again, who is pointing you to that Nigerian embassy so that you know, because you can actually reach out to the Nigerian embassy in different countries so that they can help you if there is, as in, if you have been held up, especially for immigration issues. So, and Uganda, it feels like they are doing, is it purposely? I don't know. Thames and the other person was also held.
That was COVID protocol.
So again, what is it with Uganda and holding Nigerians? I do hope we're doing the right thing. But I hope he gets the help he needs. Yeah.
Ira, what did you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, in 2020, Omale was also, arrested. So I'm sure maybe they were trying to prevent Omale taking all their girlfriends back in the day. So they kind of foresaw what was happening and everything. But at the end of the day, it's two things for me. Number one, Nigerians, I mean, not Nigerians, the citizens, although, yeah, we contribute to it, but I'm saying, our brand Nigeria isn't regarded, outside. They always find a way to kind of do us back, quote unquote. Yeah, there's a bit of that. You notice it. I mean, if you really want to, open your senses. But secondly, if you're somewhere else, you have to behave the way those people over there behave. You cannot carry your own matter over there. So if that's the case, I mean, this should just serve as a reference for the term situation, the Omale situation, and this Rexxie situation. He hasn't really given out more information about it, which I thought should have said, according to the message, I've been arrested at the Ugandan immigration, please, I need help. You should have said what you've done or something. I don't know. The information seems to one-sided. So again, we're Grapevine. Definitely, maybe a Thursday or next week Tuesday, we would know more.
Right now, what happened?
Right. And it's also very important for people who are traveling. These immigration rules change all the time. So you need to constantly update yourself because, yes, you might not need a visa to one country and then 2 weeks later it changes. Yes, you could get a visa on arrival, but you need something else. So because you flew to a country 2 years ago or 2 months ago doesn't mean everything is still the same. Countries are constantly updating information. So you always want to make sure that you're correct.
And don't mess with them. I don't know how else to say it. Don't just mess with them. That's all I know.
All right, now let's talk about Vector the Viper. Now, Vector has spoken about the very complicated relationship between parents and how one parent could basically be blacklisted from a child's life by another.
So I read this and I think I reread it again. Of course, he's not calling out any names or he's not speaking to anyone, but again, we've spoken about a couple of these stories here where the wives or the ex-wives or the mama takes away the children from their dads. Again, we don't know why, but they try to cut all ties, cut all communications from the dad, taking their children away and all that. So I looked at it and it's like, okay, obviously he's speaking to the women because, again, in our society, the women do it more.
Do they?
Yeah, the women do it more. The women are the ones, again, if the man does it, if the man is keeping the child, it's rare, number one, for the man to keep the child, and then it's also rare for him to keep the child away from the woman. Do you understand? It's there. There are issues, there are stories like that. It's just that they are not as rampant as the woman. Now,
well, just to chip in, sometimes it's for a good reason.
Can we really tell? Is there a good reason why I want to keep my daughter, my son away from my husband?
If there is a chance that maybe a woman feels her child may not be safe with a partner, sometimes there could be a good reason.
Okay, so we don't even know. We know there's a separation. We know maybe there's divorces coming up, but once those ties are now being severed, they don't have that. We're going to work on how we want to co-parent. We just have one woman is like, okay, give this. You're not going to see her again, or you're not going to see him again, which is it's quite dicey because, again, like I said, I don't know why these people are separating. I don't know what happened in the relationship. Some people don't want to marry you. It's a long list of things, but by all means, please don't let the children suffer for the fact that you guys can't get along. I don't know how else to say it.
I'm curious, how do our Caucasian or Igbo counterparts do it? Caucasian. I mean,
they have their issues.
They have their issues, but you see people who co-parent successfully.
It's not like as easy as you think.
I know, but they seem to do it, and all parties seem to be happy. There's equal access, right? And of course, there have been some horror stories as well. But you just wonder, is it not in our nature for people to have an amicable split?
No, but we can't say that. Again, Tiwa would be a good example, who has separated from her husband, but I think they have equal rights in terms of seeing the child or having time with the child. Again, that's to what I've seen on social media. I literally don't know what is going on on the back. But there are instances where the women separate, they take the children, and that's it. That's it. The husbands don't see the children. In fact, outside of celebrities, even people that are not celebrities, people like you and I go through it. I have some friends that have gone through those. I have some friends that have gone through this kind of situation as well. So please, let's have a co-parenting so that the child can have both mother and father, even though they are not living in this. It's not ideal not to live under the same roof, but let's try and work out a co-parenting schedule that suits both parties.
Well, I try to refrain from this particular topic because women, when you talk, women try to want to defend women. When men talk, men try to get their point across. It's always not the same, when women try to get their point across. If we're being honest, I mean, there's even the deliberate baby mama syndrome that is going on, where women just want to only just give birth to children and not get married, and forget about the fact that, or even they are aware of the fact and just don't even care about the fact that fathers are necessary. Two-parent homes are necessary. I come from a two-parent home. I know the benefits. I mean, I know friends that come from single-parent homes. I know friends that come from single-parent homes, whether they are male or female, depending, and I see the differences. And I don't judge. I don't whatever, even people who come from two-parent homes that don't turn out well. It's a very dynamic, weird phenomenon, but all I will say, in essence, is people need to start being accountable and take responsibility for situations. People should start learning how to not carry one thing and put in another thing. That's why I always use this word compartmentalize. Like, if you have an issue with your spouse or your partner or whatever, that shouldn't affect the child. Deal with your spouse or your partner and deal with it there. Don't now say, because this person cheated on me or did something on me or whatever, then you're not going to see your child. Except it's a case of violence. Like, I'm talking about violence, your life is in danger. Fine, take your child and run, for sure. But if it's in spite, nah, I'm not for it, because it just doesn't make the society great. If you look at all these things, it's what the Democrats used to destroy the family in America. If you really do your research and check, this is not me name calling. It is an actual strategy. It is an actual, yes, it is an actual strategy, especially the Black family. I'm telling you, if there's something we also need to do as human beings, especially Black people. When certain things happen, we need to take a step back and do research and check and say, why is this thing becoming rampant? What is the root cause of this thing? But we just go with the trend, and this whole independent woman, independent person, independent this, where, I can take charge of my life. Nah, it's something that is being peddled from a particular source. Yes. Whether we like it or not.
Excuse me, Irabor, it has nothing to do. Again, we're focusing on the child.
No, yes, it is the root of it.
Let me say something. Irabor, one second.
I'm coming, sure. Let me see. Let me finish what I'm saying. Sorry.
Independent woman, really?
So that's that, you see that you guys are helping me buttress my point. You see, as I just mentioned.
No, we are not.
Okay, no problem. Continue. I rest my case.
Okay, let's look at some of the messages coming through. Francis from Ojo says, Irabor, it's not only women that just want to be single parents. So many men are also willing to. They just want kids. And
I didn't single it out to women.
I didn't single it earlier, though.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't intentional. Taya says, on Uganda immigration matters, please reach out to Omale and Thames. Kai Sena drank what he thought was a heavy drink, only for Shag to say you're in Nigeria. He better go check his kidney when he goes back home. And Ibukun from Ketu says, Nigerians should realize that other African countries may like our music and movies, but they certainly do not like us. We are seen as brash, uncouth, and having a superiority complex. Even abroad, you can tell a Nigerian from every other African. We can be unnecessarily arrogant and rub others the wrong way. All right, you're still listening to the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. The conversation continues shortly. Stay with us. This is the time where we come for you, Irabor. What?
I'm listening to you now. Go ahead.
I literally just felt again, it's not a woman thing. Do you understand? It's not an independent person thing. You actually even said independent woman. It's not an independent woman thing. Sometimes, of course, there are arguments. Yes, they fall out. But the story here is, please,
you hear men say independent men. See, the story is
because you don't need to say independent men.
Every man is already built for that's how it's modeled. But did you guys see a video about a girl called Soti? 1 second, Soti, the girl that did the malaria song.
I remember her.
Yeah. So apparently she's left her marriage. The husband basically took off. He ran away with the rent. Said the guy wasn't working. When they got married, he was a blogger. She was in love, so she married the guy. So the guy was horrible. Long time ago, though. Yeah. So it's been like 6 years of hell, and then the guy walked out and says, "Well, he doesn't really care. After all, his children will come and look for him when they grow up."
So he left the children
he left the children. So a lot of men actually leave the children for the women with that belief that the children will come and look for me when I'm back.
So I'm sure if we play back what I said, I did not single it only to women. I didn't.
I did, Irabor. You specifically said women.
I used a phrase.
You did.
No, Hala. Let me just leave it. That's why I said when men want to talk about these things, women don't let men land.
No, we actually even
but if you make it, we gave it to you. If you made it very not objective won't be the word, but very.
It was slanted like 50, when Efe was saying. Efe kind of tried to see.
But when you not say women,
because let's be honest, a lot of women want to be married and have stability, especially in this society. A lot of men want children, but they don't want the responsibility of being a husband, especially for people who are in the limelight. That's why you can see one guy having 5 or 6 baby moms.
I'm telling you, or 8.
I think a lot of women, definitely, most women generally want to be with one man that they can call their own. But hey, that's what happens when people have different expectations, right? So you want that guy's like, nah, man, I want to be young, wild.
But it's quite sad. Again, it's quite sad. Just find ways to cooperate.
Vector was referring to.
My mind went to Davido, it went to Dotun, it went to all the people that have had issues. Oh my God, did I say that? I said that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're analyzing. We're not sure, but
my mind went to all those celebrities.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going back. It's Smooth 98.1. You are listening to The Grapevine. It's Zibby here, and I've got my amazing entertainment analyst with me this morning. It's Efeture and Irabor.
Yay!
All right. Don't forget, you can let us know your thoughts. WhatsApp 0809 981. Now, let's go on to the news about Davido. So, Chris Brown, I think this was last week. If we spoke about this going on tour,
Rasta.
having Ira.
Yeah.
Well, right now, it seems like Chris Brown is working with none other than Davido.
Yeah. I think they have I was about to say Davido, but Chris Brown is Nigerian now. So they're having a collaboration. I think this is going to be their fourth, or is it their sixth? They have had a couple of songs together already. So Davido on Chris Brown on Davido's songs. And I feel like he's gotten a what's it called? He has a working relationship, just understanding Nigerian music, and they do enjoy hanging out with each other. I think my mind just went to the fact that what happened to Wheezy? So Chris Brown and Wheezy also had a fantastic relationship. I don't know where they dropped out or where things changed, but yeah, Chris Brown is already Nigerian. All we need to add is maybe Chibuike or Lasukomi to his name, and then we know that he's Nigerian. But big ups to it. I think other things also crept into my mind. Okay, if they're having these collaborations, if they're going on tour with him, and I know he's a big American R&B artist, don't get me wrong. I'm just wondering, how is it that, of course, Rema with Selena blew up? What is the partnership? Well, let's say, is it paying them? Paying is not the right word, but is it giving them anything really in return?
Giving so again, the American artist or the Nigerian artist?
Both of them. Okay. So, of course, for Chris Brown to be on Davido, for those of us in Nigeria that like Davido, even across Africa, of course, that gives Chris Brown a good entry, which he already even has. Do you understand? Because he has been singing. And then on the other side, it's the same. But Davido also has a good following in America and along in the Black communities. And also, I'm just trying to think, does it relate to Grammy nominations, Grammy, or any of those music award nominations? Is it good for streaming purposes? I guess I just want to understand what the business aspect of it is, and I'm glad Irabor will have those numbers, but I just want to know what those numbers are when it turns to, okay, I'm doing music with this person outside of his popularity. What else does it bring to the table? Yeah,
I mean, we were just talking about Burna Boy and Tony Braxton, for example.
Yeah.
And that Tony is the artist from the 90s, and all that, and she's still making money off a song that's been done in the 2020 whatever times. Now, Thames and Future and Drake, right? They won a Grammy for "I'll Wait for You," so it translates to all these things you mentioned: the awards, the recognition. Thames is an Oscar nominee. You also have Chris Brown and Davido. Burna Boy mentioned that song he did, that he sampled Tony's whatever, is the song that he has made the most money on, or the most money from, and these guys make money from their streaming, from their fan bases, from social media, from all the promotions and everything. If they were not making money, I can guarantee somebody like Chris Brown or Chris Brown's management would not push have these guys do multiple songs. There's a thing that has been going on since Doghudje, teaming up with Snoop. I mean, to me, that's like the new age origin when it all started, not like it wasn't happening before in different ways. But my point is, from that time, these guys also started noticing that the next foray to sojourn into is, the African culture that is actually growing in quality. So for sure, every ramification from the awards segment, from the money-making segment, from the collaboration segment, from the fashion business segment, everything, it is popping. These guys just got majority ownership from Maven too now, Universal. So why would they do that if they are not envisioning something great? So for sure, everything tallies. But yes, there can be more that can be done, but for sure, it is something that is profitable on both sides.
All right, let's go on to some of the messages we have coming through. Chibike says, I'm with Irabor on the fact that it's hard for a man to get his point across.
Guy power.
Solidarity forever. I mean,
Chibike, do you see what's going on right now, even, sir?
Now you're not letting me speak. See, this is what men do, Irabor.
If you did do it, I wouldn't talk.
Chimike says, I'm with Irabor on the fact that it's hard for a man to get his point across in a conversation that is primarily about women and their freedom or delusions of it. That already tells the way you're thinking, Chimike.
Delusions.
Yeah, that's not great. But back to your message. No matter what the point may be, he's likely to get shut down before he can make it. And Irabor's point was proven by the reaction of the ladies in the studio, just like he said. I can agree to that because I think Irabor finished his statement before we chimed in. Okay.
We literally
let Irabor.
Like,
and you were allowing me to talk because initially I allowed you to talk. When you now heard the word
independent
of
women,
freedom and
we gave a look.
So the thing is, women are reactive. Women are reactive.
To the facts?
They are reactive. They don't want to stand there and be like, let me even understand. Yeah. Do you know what's happening right now? I have a friend, Gabriel, just sent me a WhatsApp. He said, Irabor, just leave the matter. Like, they no go agree. Like, he just WhatsApped me like, guy,
I think it's unfair to say that because Efeture and I actually let Irabor finish. Maybe off the mics while we're talking, we were having a conversation, but we did let you finish, Chibike and Irabor and Gabriel.
Sorry. Irabor, what was the foundation of the basis of that story?
Okay, so
the fact that two-parent homes, if we look at all Vector had said, we want the children to thrive in two-parent homes. How did that conversation now turn to a conversation about independent women or women want to be single mothers? Or how?
Okay,
because
let me answer your question. I want to answer your question.
Yes.
It's just like us talking about Prime Video jackpotting, why they reduced their funding and everything. And somebody will now be wondering why you now went to Nigerian economy. Because that's the root of it. That's why they are cutting funding. It's because of the Nigerian economy.
Staying in relationships because women want to be independent? Or single
mothers? There is a wave of that.
Let's not forget, we had a comment from Francis from Ojo, who is also a man, and Francis said, Irabor, it's not only
I didn't say again. Let me restate my point.
Okay, let's read some more messages, Irabor. Let's read some more messages. See, this is why we need to do, you know what, right?
Because it now seems like Zibby and Efeture are ganging up. We're not ganging up on Irabor.
Heidi from Okpebi says, while a spouse might think that they have a good reason to keep the children away from their partner, it must be court determined. Children from two-parent households outperform those from single-parent home across all metrics. I don't believe across all metrics. I can't. You need to give me statistics to prove that. This research has been done since the 80s. Yet, baby mama menace continues to thrive. You forgot baby daddy menace as well. Okay. Taya says, no grief for anybody is happening in the studio. I'm with Team Irabor.
Well done, Taya. Well done.
Okay, so I keep those messages coming. 0809 444 0981. So Wizkid is, he's a very well-known and respected, very successful artist. He's not ruled out movies because he said he wants to have a good time, if you know what he means. But apparently he started a new journey, and this time it's on YouTube. He's gotten 3 million subscribers already. I'm struggling to get 100.
You're not a musician, Zibby. I don't understand why you be.
I mean, this point just answers Ife's question. The question earlier about the Chris Brown and the numbers. I mean, that's more answer.
Yeah. I just feel like the big 3 are doing good things. Again, Burna with his touring, whether it's America but performing in Atlanta. Davido coming out with a single with Chris Brown, and then Wizzy's YouTube following the subscription increased to over 3 million.
Wow.
Or having 3 million subscribers, which is a big feat. So again, they are not playing. 2024 has started for them. They are taking no prisoners, and they're doing what they need to do. Again, earning both in Nigerian currency and earning in foreign currency is the way to go these days. Again, I've gone into economy, right, Irabor? Yeah.
Wow.
So that kind of thing is like, I got nothing but love for you, brother. But as in, I really, really am feeling the big 3. I'll call them the big 3 out of Nigeria, but I'm feeling the 3 of them. And it's great what they are doing. Taking no prisoners, first quarter of 2024. So many more achievements, many more feats, many more successes as the year continues to roll by.
Okay, let's Oluwaseyi says both genders are responsible for the breakdown of present-day family values, and for the record, men are the gender more likely to want a baby without having to get married. Look at the US and even Nigeria. You can't blame the Democrats in the US when both parties are actually on the extreme spectrum when you talk of ideologies. Most of the men sending messages are the ones posting Irabor are the ones causing problems on that bed.
When it comes to woman and man matter, there will always be that. There will always be that.
Francis says Irabor is being one-sided. Two parents, kids don't always turn out perfect. No, that was not Irabor. That was a comment from someone, maybe Chibike. Someone that was not Irabor saying parents.
I don't think it was Chibike. I think maybe it was ID.
They should just go to YouTube and watch this show again, please. So that
it wasn't Irabor. Yeah, it was ID. All right. Okay, on that note, it's time to take a walk out before the gender wars intensify.
Oh, we didn't say anything about the Oscars, love.
Yes, the Oscars. Can we do that in 45 seconds?
Okay, well, Oppenheimer, 7 awards.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. I think we will make true on that promise, Irabor, to go and catch it when we do. If it eventually comes on streaming platforms, but yeah.
John Cena in the buff.
That's this humiliation ritual that he has to do so that we can
I don't know what that means.
Wow.
Because like WTF, what's that? I mean.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't even nice.
But the best actress, I don't care, I beg. He's a wrestler. What do you expect? Best actress in a supporting role. I actually, in my own opinion, they say we should all support Black people and everything. Yes, kumbaya, no problem. But Devin Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, she winning or sweeping the entire award season for best actress in a supporting role. Yeah. I don't agree. What happened to Emily Blunt? What happened to, in fact, Daniel Brooks?
Did you watch the movie though? Did you watch?
No. I've seen how do I put it now? Like clips, and compared to the one I've seen for Devin Joy Randolph, because I've seen The Holdovers in full, completely. I've seen the movie completely. Okay. Now Daniel Brooks for Color Purple. If we're going to go with Black person, I think Daniel Brooks should have won it, in my own opinion. Then Jodie Foster. I saw Color Purple. Then Jodie Foster for Iliad. The clips I saw, just those two clips alone.
Jodie's a legend.
He raises the woman's complete performance, like seriously. But the one I'm really happy about is, in fact, I'm happy about for Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey. That Robert Downey category was tough. I mean, Stellique Brown could have taken it.
And American Fiction was a good movie.
American Fiction was a good movie. Mark Ruffalo.
We are out of time.
Talk movies.
I know. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for your messages. Thanks for the healthy debate. I love this. And special thanks, of course, to my amazing analysts in Efeture and Irabor. Yay! All right. Please stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
Gotcha, guys.
All right, days. Irabor. This is actually good for it.
And this podcast will be tough.
It will be.
That all one will bring timer. We're going to have timer for everybody. Timer.
We'll argue your spots.
Yeah.
Argue your spots.